Much appreciated.
Native Ambiance.
Much appreciated. Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you, and hello, and welcome to another episode of In the Valley. I'm your host, and today we're joined by Peter.
Hi.
And crowd in the back. Say hello.
The crowd, the ones.
And today
The
we're
true.
joined by Native Ambiance.
Thank you. Thank you for having us. A1A in the Valley. Thank you, Pop Studios, the man Z.
That's right.
He knows what the hell he's doing here. Check him out. Thank you so much for having us.
All right, cool.
All right. So, what are your origins of what's the origins of Native Ambiance?
Well, both my parents died in an alley by a burglar, and now I'm Batman.
The moment you say
There you go.
I know, there it is. The moment you say your parents, and I'm like, oh man, this thing got real.
Yeah. No, I apologize to whoever that hits home to. No, our origins, well, we're from here, Canoga Park, obviously, the Valley, that's what's up. And our origins, let's see, we started acoustically with my two main men, Eric right here, and the other brother, Brandon, right here. And we jammed out for a while, and then, maybe a year into it, we found a beautiful bassist right here, Christian, a.k.a. Pigeon.
Yeah, Pigeon.
And we were in line for the Mortarmobile, and we found this fucking guy. Loving Rick and Morty also, and we found him, and now we've been jamming ever since, man.
Why is your name Pigeon?
It's a long story, man. But back then, like in 2008, I had long hair, and his cousin actually, his name is Ricky. Shout out to Ricky.
Shout out to Ricky.
In Mexico.
Ricky.
Rick,
Pickle Rick.
I had long hair, and this one time I was just walking and listening to music, and I was just jamming to it, and my hair was just waving. And this one turns around, and he's like, "Oh, dude, it's fucking walking like a pigeon." I'm just like, "Yeah, man, yeah." So that nickname just stuck.
Oh man. All right.
Cool. So before we move on, you think you can introduce everyone, like?
Yes, of course. We're going to begin with a beautiful drummer, Demi. This man knows what he's doing.
Full name Demetrius.
Yes. No disclaimer. Like I said, my man Eric, introduce yourself, man. We got Brandon right here. And then we got the juicy bassist, Pigeon.
Pigeon.
You know his origins as well.
Somebody get some breadcrumbs.
All right.
Throw him out there. He'll pick him.
You guys got breadcrumbs?
Oh, he'll pick him.
I'm kind of hungry.
He'll pick him. He just starts fucking out of nowhere.
Yeah, right. There it is. All right.
Before we move on, I just want to say we're sponsored by Pop Studios today.
Pop Studios.
We're not gonna let you make a mistake again.
And Must Drink.
And we're still drinking Must Beer.
Must Beer. Must Drink. Must. All right.
Whenever you guys are ready, you can move on to the next song.
Thank you. This next one is called Drive-In. Drill,
pretty
It's a
crazy.
workout.
Yeah, it was. You're moving up there, man.
It's just,
Damn,
it's
is
just
the
the
air
music,
even
dude.
on? You're like sweating up there.
It's just natural to me, man.
Nice and sweaty.
Thank you.
So, like behind this, like, what are your guys' influences? Like, what drives you guys to make this kind of music?
Well, in the beginning of it all, like, I was into screamo. So I was screaming all the time, metalcore, Devil Wears Prada and all that stuff. And then I just kind of grew out of it and just started singing. Kings of Leon, that was a big one. I'm big into grunge, so, Pearl Jam, everything like that I'm super into. And what about you, bro?
Yeah, same here, man. I'm all into all of that, and then I recently got into like surf rock, maybe a good 4 or 5 years
Growlers,
ago.
yeah.
Yeah, man, the
Growlers,
growlers, that noise, that sound was so cool, And I just try to replicate that.
So growlers
sound,
are a big influence to me too,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
But he has his metal bass also, you know what I mean? Like, it's just little influences here and there we kind of mix in and just works.
Little licks here and there,
Yeah.
but yeah.
Like Brandon got, his blues style, you know what I mean? That's a big influence to him, so you
Brandon,
can hear
of course,
that, you know
over
what I
there.
mean?
Yeah.
And then for me, I listen to like metal too, but a lot of progressive bands and math rock bands like Chon and Animals as leaders. So I try to implement a lot of like kind of rudiment stuff, some more technical stuff along with surf rock.
What was it? I only know the Growlers and the Kings of Leon and Pearl Jam, but like you guys mentioned metal. Like what kind of like metal? I know Devil Wears Prada.
Yeah.
Shout out to that. I love that. But other metal bands, like what were?
I listen to a lot of thrash metal,
Yeah.
like Metallica, Anthrax, Slayer, fucking all the underground bands too, But mainly Metallica is like my influence. Cliff Burton made me influenced me to play the bass, so that's why I'm like there. But
Yeah, I just think it's pretty funny because what was it like your guys' sound and then you guys say you guys are guys are metal listeners. It's like what?
We have like
Where'd you get that from?
An
that,
eclectic background kind of with music, but
Yeah,
we all just
DSI,
blend
but
it
also
together.
that-
that's the
Grunge
beauty
they
of
watch,
music.
so,
That's the beauty of music.
That's pretty nice.
Yeah, it's cool.
That's
yeah,
pretty
you find
nice.
little things here and there, and you bring it along, and you
Yeah.
see what you can do. Like me, I try to do like little stupid scream shit in between,
No, yeah.
just to like, I don't know. I don't want to be like a fucking Bieber. You know
It
what I
is
mean? I
pretty
want to be
stupid.
my own guy. You know what I mean? So
You don't want
I always
someone
try
like
to-
throwing like a bottle at you and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Marilyn Manson calling me a piece of shit. I don't know
yeah.
that madness, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, I get you.
Yeah, man.
Well, I mean, if you guys are ready for our next song, or unless you guys something else to say, no.
Let's see. You guys could check us out on Instagram, Facebook, Native Ambiance, Native_Ambiance for IG. And that's really it. We have an EP coming out soon. These 3 songs that we're going to be jamming. And not including the acoustic, but that's definitely going to be in the future. But we have stuff. SoundCloud, we have The Truth. And yeah, that one, we got some sounds on that one. And, that's about it.
Yeah.
For now, we got nothing else mixing in. Soon, though, you know what I mean? We have little photographer buddies, we have other
Shout out to
buddies doing little
photographer buddies
things.
here.
Right there.
Yeah,
right there.
Right there. Right there. Look at that. Social media.
There you go. Yeah, they're already on it, dude.
Hashtag Native Ambiance.
Social media into social media into social
Yeah.
media.
Don't forget the underscore. Right?
The underscore in between, yes.
Underscore,
Oh,
very
ambiance with the IA, because I know there's 2 different ways. Because there's
Remember that?
IE
Remember
also.
that? No, wait, hold up. Wait, this is your last song? You guys-
No. We're doing
Oh, okay,
acoustic.
You guys scared me. You guys scared me.
No.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
got 2
because we
songs.
have 3 electric.
Usually, what is it? When people say that, they usually save it to the last part. Like,
Oh, I don't know.
No, yeah,
You're
that's
just
cool,
telling me
though,
to throw
that's
stuff out.
I was freaking out. Like, that's it.
Peter doesn't listen to anything I say because I remember telling him.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. Have a good one.
Go ahead.
Yeah. All right. Start off with that song.
Me and D, we're just gonna chill. So
You're gonna be the cool guys.
just gonna stare in the camera.
Yeah. Huh.
Let's do it, guys. Fame and love is overrated. The end is not how we made it. I'm breaking walls just to catch between us. Fists on bricks, it's how it's shaped up. Exit left when the steel goes light in. Release the tension, we're all excited. God, if you feel me, I need your trust and Never made it up to nothing. Never mind, I'll chase a beast till gather hollows and go we be still. Browning eyes all turning low how. Never mind, I'll cage the animal. Ain't no crying, I'll take it in reverse. Rest your hand, mistakes are certain. Gliding wild stallion intakes. Rest and wait on conscious membrane. I've been grooving, 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 I've been. We go on guessing about the golden days. We chase the steps, maybe the world would change. The air I breathe will never be the same. I drink the water, it tastes like summer rain. And only God knows. And only God knows. And I've been grooving, I've been grooving, I've been grooving, No, I've been grooving, I've been grooving, I've been grooving, I've been. Thank you for enduring that. Appreciate it. On the slow side, but we love jamming that, so.
No, that was actually pretty good. If anything, I don't know if you guys ever watched it, Samurai Shampoo.
No.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking
Yeah,
about?
I know what you're
My
talking
camera is on. Oh, yeah, you're right?
Yeah.
You mean
It
the
sounded like that
soundtrack?
the last episode song. That, like,
The artist is Nujavis.
There you go.
Nujavis.
there you go.
Rest in peace.
Like, what was it? That was.
I hope we're
that
not
was a really
mega
nice song.
similar.
No, hey, no.
Just like
if
little
anything-
influence-wise.
No, if anything, that made me think about that song. So it was
Yeah.
actually pretty cool.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
It's like hip hop
Um,
DJ kind of.
No, yeah. So the question is like right here is like what are your guys' like writing style? Like what's your like what makes you like write these kind of this songs?
It's kind of like, same way when I started just getting into singing and I just started writing and I took it as like poetry. I love hearing, poetry and how things work out and how you kind of like move words around and like also
Yeah.
I love telling stories. You know what I mean? So some of it might not be true, but it's just like a crazy story I had in my head and I fantasize about it because I love movies too. So I just like, could it be a movie? Could it be a song? And I just fuck with it and, it just naturally comes out and, it's a lot of emotion into my words too. Like I'm definitely talking to you about something and I'm not trying to just blurt out anything,
Yeah. And how about you guys as a band? Like, do you guys like put in the input too, or like, how?
How it basically starts, I guess, is just for example, when we were.
You can edit that out, right?
Party foul! Oh man, that's cool.
Those aren't ours.
Oh fuck! Send the bill to someone else. Yeah.
All right.
Basically, in the beginning, like he said, when we were starting to play acoustic, it was just me and my bro. We would usually come up with something on the guitar, and he'd sing along to it and write lyrics. And then now that these two are in the mix, it's pretty much the same thing, I guess. We just jam, and then he comes up with lyrics and a vocal melody, pretty much.
Mm-hmm. They're big on the harmonies and they do everything else, man. I just write the songs and sing them. I'm nothing without them.
Like you just make the blueprint and they just like
they build it,
the
dude.
whole
I'm nothing
entire
without
thing.
these guys. I tell them every day,
Yeah.
thank you guys so much, I'm like, now we're this, dude, and we're fucking having a good time jamming,
Yeah.
dude. That's what it is.
And in that case too, it's what where do you hold your songs? Like, what makes a Native Ambiance song?
That's a damn
I
good
have
question.
to. I have to call it groovy.
Groovy.
Like if I hear it and I'm like, that's fucking groovy, dude.
Yeah.
Like that's a Native Ambiance song,
Yeah.
I guess you can say. Or either way, dude, he'll just show me some riffs and I'm just like, that's fucking groovy, dude. Like I love everything these guys show me, you know. So we just mix it all in and we just make a bunch.
Has there ever been a time when you guys are just like, oh, no, I'm not feeling that song, and then like, you know, like toss it, you know, or just like feel like, you know what, maybe we could actually just morph that into something else, like, you know, like go back to the scrapyard and like, you know, pick up the.
We definitely have a bunch left over that are like halfway done, you know what I mean?
Yeah, they're all acoustic songs. When we first got together, it was just us three.
Yeah.
And we had an acoustic show. So all the songs that, like the first song that you heard, that was acoustic. That transitioned from acoustic to electric, which is
And that's hard
completely
to do.
different.
Yeah.
Transitioning acoustic to
It's a
electric, you know.
completely
it's-
different song now.
Because it's a totally different feel and like
Yeah.
totally different. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh yeah, exactly. Like everything's so soothing and relaxing. Like I bet once we switch, you know, the song we just played, Shadow of the Light, electrically, like I'm gonna be fucking sweating, dropping on the floor, like like the last song.
Go
dude.
crazy, dude. Go crazy.
Oh, I love it. You can't
Yeah.
stop me, bro.
No, yeah.
Alrighty, so the first one I didn't get to say, that was Fly You.
Yeah.
The second one we jammed was Drive In, the Shadow of Light, and this is gonna be our last one. We're gonna try to fucking just
All right,
blow
so
the roof off.
Before we go,
Yes.
sorry about that.
No worries.
I guess one more question. Who was I talking to on Instagram? Brandon or?
Right over here.
There you go.
All right.
Brandon.
So more question to you.
Tell me.
I know that what you call it. You had two bands
Yeah.
before this, yeah.
Yes.
So it's more or less like how do you differentiate what goes into one band over the other?
Very good
What kind of
question.
song? You know, what kind of mood?
Yeah.
What kind of songs would you want here rather than on
Yeah,
the other
yeah,
side?
yeah. Well, for two bands are very different. The other band, which is called Electric One, they have like a very kind of hard metal sound in a way, hard rock sound. And during the writing process, when I make a chord or I make these melodies, I hear it out and I say, okay, what would fit better? Is this melody sounds good? You know, with this groove that we're talking about, or does this melody deserve to be hard and rock, and then I'm leave it with this band. So that's the rules I apply to when we create songs.
So there's never like a conflict when you're like choosing which song goes into what.
Yes and no, but I want to say that that's no longer a problem because we're out of that for our first band, Electric One. So we're gonna be dedicating more time and energy and focus to this band, and hopefully make even better songs than we have right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that was never a problem when they were, with this other band, it'd be days I can't jam this way. I'm like, dude, do your thing, man. Like, whoever makes it first,
No, yeah, definitely.
But now we're 100%, dude. We're fucking
Definitely.
pedal to the metal, man. We're ready to go.
All right, cool. So before we end it off,
Yes,
I
sir.
just wanted to say that we were sponsored by. What's this place again? Oh yeah,
Pop Studio.
You're messed up. You're messed up.
I didn't say the
You're
other
messed
one.
up.
I didn't say the other one. We're sponsored by this one right here. You
Must
see that?
drink. Must beer. Musk. You must get
I want to
must.
thank Native Ambiance.
Thank you so much for
Ambiance
having
or
me. Yeah, Native
Ambience?
Native Ambiance.
Ambiance.
Yeah. Thank you so much
Native
for having
Ambiance
us. I appreciate it,
for-
guys.
Please,
being
everyone,
here
be
and
sure
thank
to
you.
like, subscribe them.
Please, please, I
follow
appreciate it.
them.
Check out
All
our
the-
SoundCloud.
Bam,
Listen
there you go.
to the Truth, or one of our acoustics, and we'll have more.
The
up there
truth
soon.
is out there.
And thank you for the
Oh,
crowd.
I'm stealing
There
that.
it is. There it is. All right.
Thank you for the crowd for being so attentive.
Oh,
Thank
shout
you
out to the
again.
crowd. Shout out to the crowd.
Thank you
All right.
for bringing the crowd.
So
This
with
crowd
that
is so
being said-
proud.
With that being said, drummer, give that countdown.
Surf, jam.
Woo!
She's walking off dried out makeup, releasing all her locked up dreamless. showing me